It's starting. What's going on, everybody? We're here. We're live. Welcome to a brand new Poker Live podcast here at the World Series of Poker 2017, a.k.a. the Out of Line World Series of Poker for myself, if you've been following along with me on Instagram or on Twitter. Joining me today on the podcast to discuss some very, very, very important topics is a young man who everyone around the world knows. Uber drivers, it could be massage girls, it might be waiters at a restaurant. Everyone that I've talked to has Doug Polk on the radar. And there's also another man who recently had Doug Polk on his radar, a man who won the one drop earlier this summer, put out a lot of YouTube videos. I actually don't even know what you've been doing these past couple of days. I feel like, I don't know, what have you been doing?
Bro, your intro you're picking up steam. Keep picking up steam.
All right, a man who's got 125 million followers on YouTube, a man who will be taking over the world in approximately 2 years. Douglas K. Polk, welcome to the podcast. Welcome back, Coffee. How's it going?
Good to be back. Good to be back. You know, and I saw some people complaining like, wow, Doug for the 90th time. And I was like,
who said that?
No. It was on Twitter. I was like, no. It's only the 8th.
Yeah, it's not even that many times.
Maybe,
I don't know.
Maybe 9, but around 8.
It turns out when you have people that you're friends with and you like, you want to talk to them more. We just happen to have a podcast to be able to do that on.
Interesting.
So,
yeah, that's interesting.
It's kind of weird, huh? What's been happening with you, Doug? Anything kind of been going on with you lately, man, these past couple of days?
Yeah, so I've been doing some World Series of Poker stuff. You know, I did a couple days of commentary, a couple days of break.
Yeah, I saw you there a couple times. You were grinding hard, yeah.
And those are like, I think people don't realize that that's like a full day. That's like a real commitment, because especially on the break desk, like you see us for like 10-15 minutes, but then like we have to be on standby for stuff to happen, or goes heads up, or there's a break or whatever.
Right.
So those are like 12-hour days, which is pretty.
I saw you the one day.
Kind of your day. That's kind of your whole day.
Yeah, you're kind of just like standing there on the sidelines. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't seem that. How much they pay you to do that?
I can't confirm nor deny.
Oh, okay.
But it's nice. It's good.
Yeah, you've been spending your time doing that. I mean,
but you know what, Joey? The main reason I did it, like, I'm not doing it for the break desk money. I'm doing it because I wanted to try and be involved in the World Series of Poker. I wanted to meet some people.
Sure.
And
fans too.
Yeah, and then also it ends up being a success or something I want to be part of. Or if it doesn't, I can kind of know. But sometimes it's good just to like get out there and do things, be part of things that you think can like help you down the road in terms of getting your name out there and making connections and stuff. So it's more based around that.
So the first thing we got to talk about, Doug, is of course the Upswing Poker parties this Friday night at Surrender. If you register right now to go, you have a potential chance to win a night out with
Wait, we're doing a giveaway?
I was gonna tell them about the models I have coming in for the party.
Oh, okay. Well,
if this video gets 7,000 likes, I am gonna be bussing in 1,000 models, supermodels, to the Upswing Poker party this Friday night. If this video can get 7,000 likes, I'll be doing that, because it's gonna be all dudes. It's gonna be all guys there. Let's just be honest about it for a second.
Okay, well, two things. First off, really rooting for this video to get 7,000 likes.
Okay.
Because like I don't know if you think it won't, or if you're just planning. I'm gonna leave that up to you. Interested to see what goes down. Okay. Second off, I was looking at the guest list, and there was a surprisingly high number of women.
Wow.
I would say.
Like 5%?
No, I would say it was more 15, 20, 25%.
What?
Yeah, it was a surprising amount of women. So
I'll be there.
So, it might be, and I don't want to get anyone's hopes up, but it might be only 80 to 90% men. Could be good.
So that's nice
ratio, nice balance.
And that's gonna be Friday night, right?
That's going to be Friday night at 7:30. It was originally 7. We had to push back 30 minutes, but 7:30 at Surrender and Encore. If you guys are new to Vegas or you don't go out much, it's one of the biggest, nicest nightclubs in Las Vegas.
Nice, yeah.
And we rented out the club for a few hours for just everyone to do with the Upswing party. 2 free drinks, even though you made fun of me for not having open bar.
I was obviously kidding. I mean, come on, it would be like $1 million. Who took that seriously? Someone thought I was actually like, come on. I mean,
well, people have been messaging me about it. They're like, yeah,
I'm sure your fucking DMs. I'm sure your DMs are flooded about the comment about that.
Third drink's not free. What's up with that? No, anyway, so first 1,000 people getting free. I don't know if we're gonna end up having 1,000 or not. I think it's gonna be close. We already have 15 or 1,600 people on the guest list, I think. So, if you get there and you're in the first 1,000, you are free. So if you want to make sure you're in there, you show up early, show around 7:30, and you should be good to go.
If you guys have a problem getting in, just message me, and I'll try to help you out and get in.
I'm kidding. How are you going to do that?
I don't know. I'm kidding.
Okay, hold on. We're getting the models. Okay, 1,000 of them. Yeah, I can also answer your questions through DMs and tweets. And
You make a good point. But if you want to register, guys, where's the link for that? Where can they go sign up?
It's on all my socials. Every link on every social. Instagram Doug Polk Poker, Twitter Doug Polk Poker. On YouTube, my videos have anywhere that I'm doing stuff online. You can find a link. Make sure you're on the list. If you show up and you say, "Well, I heard about this, so I'm here to play," or here to party, you're not in. You're not going to get in. You have to be on that list. Have your friends on that list. Do not look if you don't know if you're going to be there or not. Just put your name on the list, and then don't show up if you can't. But if you're not sure if you want to go or not, and then you just show up and you're on the list.
Because some people aren't going to get in. They're going to not be on the list. They want to bring a friend, something like that. Yeah.
Well, this is the second year we've done this. This is the second year of the Upswing party at the Win, and last year we had a lot of people show up and say, "Oh, well, I didn't think I actually had to sign up."
Right. Yeah.
So, well, I mean, and then enough people do it. I don't know what to say. It's like, well, Doug, can you hook me up and get me in? Well, I can't just hook everyone up, right? And then it turns into this thing where I have to be like, well, no.
I can already see the 2+2 posts coming, my friend. I already see the words coming about you. The guys on Reddit are already waiting to make a post about you.
Super clear. If you're not on that list and your friends are not on that list, they are not getting in. Get on the list if you want to join the party.
If you want to see what it was like last year, I got a video blog up from last year on my page, and we'll be doing some stuff this year. But Doug, let's get into this topic, man. So recently, Doug, you made a video. You talked about a young man named Alec Torelli. You talked about double A, shot double A out there. So he did something, Poker Night America, some with the chips, et cetera, so forth. So it looked like Alec went into the lab. He made a post. He said, we got a video coming shortly back. I think it was maybe June 6th, something like that. Finally, the time came, July, was the 3rd. A video was released by Alec, a 36-minute video addressing the allegations put forward by one Doug Polk. And interesting stuff, Doug. What you think about that video, man?
So for starters, I do think that it was interesting to me that it took so long to make that. Sure. You could tell that he really wanted, I guess, to establish many points over a really long video.
Sure.
And cares a lot about how, which is fair. Obviously you want to do a good job. But my main takeaway from that video was that just put kind of all of the points he made aside, because he just threw many points at us just constantly. If you think about the facts of it, right? He did hide his chips. He did not offer Wolf any money back, right? He apologized for hiding his chips, and he apologized for going north. Those are both factually speaking, this happened, right?
I showed the left-handed apologies for being left-handed.
Well, seriously though. So basically, when I made my video, I presented around the facts that mattered, and he apologized about those facts. Mm-hmm. But then he's trying to do this diversion tactic where he makes a ton of points, and then when you make a ton of points like that, you can say things like, oh, well, why did Doug omit 10 minutes of footage from the clip? Well, I'll tell you why, because I wasn't going to make a 30-minute video about the subject. I was going to make a 10-15 one or 21. It was already 20 minutes. It's not my job to show the entire clip. You might even be like, well, why not show the 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after? Where do you draw the line? The points of the matter here were, I said that he hid his chips. You clearly can see them, and I feel like it's gotten so far off of the main point. But did he hide his chips in the hand? Yes, it's clear. He's apologized for it. So I'm correct there. That's not a debated topic. Mm-hmm. He did hide them, and then at the table, the way he was negotiating, he was leading people into trying to do what he wanted. And there was a bunch of people, who weren't really involved in the hand, speaking up, and then he was listening to them, right? Not Wolf. And his argument of saying, well, Wolf didn't ask me for the 10K back. Well, here's the thing. If you're Wolf and you say, hey, can we take this 10K back? If you get overruled, then your hand looks really weak.
Right.
And so they're likely to call much lighter than, if you keep the 10. So Wolf can't be, hey guys, let's take this 10K back. This isn't fair to me. He can't say that, because if he does, then his hand looks weak and he puts himself in a tough spot. So the main thing that I really kind of don't get is, this was let's attack. Doug is in it for the views. He's in it to try to make me look bad, dissuade his competition. He's doing this for the wrong reasons. And then, at the same time, well, think about the video I made factually, right? Did hide the chips, didn't offer the money back, did make a video afterwards warning people about misreading stacks. Everything I did was factual. There was no made up anything. Mm-hmm. There were no lies. It was an honest video about what happened. And so, for example, there's a point where he shows his chips and to Wolf and says, these chips right here, they were right here. and they were clearly wrong. And then later in the video, he also shows the floor, the chips right here, and they were in the right spot. And so I showed the clip where he said the wrong one, right? Because that's an important detail. He says the chips are here when they're not. He showed the clip where he said the right one and said, why did Doug leave that out? Well, I'll tell you why I left it out. It's not I'm not here to make a list or to show points about when people don't lie. You know, like, well, Doug, you showed me when I told the truth, when I lied. Why didn't you show me when I told the truth? Only the lie. It's a little weird. You only showed the lie. Yeah, because the lie is the one that matters. The points where you make things up or don't tell the truth or angle someone, that's what I'm showing. I'm not here to say, well, Griff, who is at the table, also agreed with you. Yeah, because Griff is relevant here. You angled Wolf. He couldn't see your chips. And then now you're making this about like my character or about, you know, me on YouTube or what I do. Look, for starters, you know, I'm actually still playing poker. I play on a lot of these shows. I play tournaments. I stream. Being like, oh, Doug's all about the views. Sure, you know, when I make videos, my goal is for people to see them. I'm cool with that. You know, if you want to be like, Doug, you want people to see your videos, you're right. I'm trying to make people see my videos. You know, that's the whole point, at least for me. If I'm making a video, I want it to be popular. Okay. But that's not what I'm all about in terms of my entire, you know, what I do. I still play poker. I still play higher stakes. And a lot of the stuff I put out is good analysis stuff. Look at the show Poker Hands. That was not any drama at all.
Great.
That was just
it's a great fucking show. I don't know.
But look at Poker Hands, right? I did a 40, 50, 60, 70 part series of just helping people learn about poker. But no one ever says, Doug, what's up with all those informational videos that had no drama? That was really nice of you. Definitely not doing that for the, you know, people don't bring that up. They're going, oh, what about these 10 videos that you've made that, you know, get into like, you know, the weeds a bit, right? What's up with that? Look, I've done 300 videos on YouTube and there's 10 to 20 where we talk about controversial stuff. And people want to make it out like that's the full body of my work instead of what I've won.
Yeah, fired up here, kid.
I won.
Pop
listen, this is important.
Okay, I mean, I
see this so much. It's just like you want to make this about me and the views when like I do so many other things. So I just feel like it was very very interesting approach to bring up all these random points and take it away, not get into the facts themselves.
So you're saying that if you wanted to make a YouTube video to maximize views, you would maybe choose someone other than Alec Torelli?
Well, yeah. Well, in general, but because here's the thing: there are two kinds of stories, right? There are stories where the person is what makes it good. It's something like Dan Bilzerian, and then there are stories where the story makes it good. Something like, you know, the Torelli video, or I'm trying to think of another good example where the story makes it good. Or just like, you know, a fight happening in Bobby's room, or, you know, basically like there are different kinds of stories that are good.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, that matters a lot. If you take someone that's a smaller channel or a smaller name, they're not going to get nearly as many views as if you take, you know, a Phil Ivey, a Negreanu, a Hellmuth, a Doyle Brunson, any of those. Those will do much better.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. I watched the video. You know, you guys know I love 30-minute videos to make when you respond to something. And I don't know. I mean, I'm just going to start from the beginning. I felt like you could have chose maybe a little more GTO setting. You know, I expected it to be on like a waterfront somewhere, maybe in an exotic location potentially too.
Right. I was a little disappointed by that, actually.
Yeah, I would have liked that.
It looked bland.
I mean, I don't feel like, I think it was like at a retreat spa somewhere. And I mean, I like the setting, looked like a peaceful place to record a video. You know, I just enjoyed the video a lot. So I don't quite know exactly what he was trying to say in the video. You know, I'm sort of like, I watched it. It seems to me it's just like, hey, I'm sorry. Like, you know, I probably should have just done this. I should have just done that, whatever. Like, I'm sorry. But then to come back and sort of make the video about you trying to like attack him or your editing job. Why would Doug edit it this way? Why would Doug, ask yourself, why would Doug Polk cut it right there? Why did he not show you the whole clip? Why did he not show you the 15 minutes before? Why did I just, you know, and I understand too. I mean, you know, you make a video about him and you know, he feels attacked same way as if somebody said something about you. So I definitely understand where he's coming from with it. But I mean, I don't know. I didn't feel like we really got this. You know, I apologize. Said I'm sorry. You know, talk about being left-handed, stuff like that. So I get it. But
here's the thing. You know, like the crucial point of that video could have been 2 minutes. It could have been 3 minutes. It could have just been, I made mistakes and I'm sorry for them. But his ego's too big. He can't do that. So what he has to do is, this is about Doug. Let's talk about Doug. It's like, whoa. Okay, I made a video talking about it. But you were the one hiding chips. You're the one that, You know, when you put them on the table, they were never shown to anyone. They were hidden in the back. When this guy went all in, you never offered him anything. This is your you know, situation. And you can try and you know, he's really good at like diverting attention. Like he's good at distracting people. Like, let's talk about this. And you can bring up all of the points that you want about, you know, what happened or what I did or didn't show. Doug didn't show 60 minutes of other shit. Sure, confirmed. Okay, I showed the points that mattered. Right. Hidden chips, didn't offer him anything, and the way you acted was slimy. It was snaky. When he was all in, he never said, let's make this right. He said, I kind of hid my chips. They were sort of, I kind of hid them. Well, I didn't hide them, but they weren't there. It was like some quote kind of like this. First off, he kind of knows he hid them, or he just knows he hid them because he's apologized for it. Right. So I just don't really see why that the point of the video had to be let's attack Doug when I wasn't even there. I just reported correct facts. Facts. Not opinions, not anything wrong. I took the facts. Made a video, and then that's really what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This it's so easy to me. I don't know, come out, say I'm sorry, I say I fucked up. I mean, he spent like a month making the video. I know what's gonna happen, man. I don't know what happens with him next, like, because it just seems like people are pretty upset about, you know, it taking so long. And there are some people that are on his side say, like, I mean, I think people are making it out to be like you fucked up. Some people are saying like, oh, Doug fucked up, he did something wrong here, and you feel like you maybe did something wrong by putting this video out the way that you put it out with the edit that you put out with.
Do I feel if I did something wrong here?
Yeah, because it seems like some people out there are saying like, oh, you know, Doug did something wrong by the way he showed it when you just showed it this way.
No, I don't see, you know, name why I did wrong.
I don't know. That's what they say.
Can you think of something I did wrong here?
I didn't pay close attention to the fucking video. I'm trying not to let this take up too much time in my life right now.
But here's the thing, like, what did I do that was wrong? Like, I didn't lie in the video. It's all true.
Right.
The things he did and said were true. So I don't really understand what I'm supposed to, you know, feel bad about. I took a subject, and by the way, Torelli said in his video, he said, oh, Doug like made a big thing. The reason I did that video was because whenever I wake up every day, I check Reddit and 2+2, right? And I kind of see what's going on. He was top of both forums, Alex Angling Chips. And you can look at the dates. These are before my video. So it was like a trending community topic. And when something like that happens, I always jump on it because those are usually the best topics to talk about. They're like currently trending. I think the first, I think the post on 2+2 in the Angling Alec thread is like May 21st or something. My video was on June 2nd. So this had already kind of been a topic. People were talking about it. And I felt like it was a subject that I wanted to make a video on. I didn't just out of the blue, you know, say like, oh, I'm going to go after my competition here and just like, you know, really just like throw them under the bus. No, this was already a topic that was being discussed publicly. I took public information and made a video about it based on facts. If you're going to be upset at me about that, it's kind of ridiculous.
Right. Well, I mean, I saw someone in the comments said, you know, I did reach out to Alec. I sent him a message on Twitter. I said, hey, if you want to come on the podcast, I'd like to have you on.
Dude, you're trying to get another viral video, bro. That's low.
Is anything that's wrong? Is that out of line?
Dude, you can't ask someone if they want to try and say something about it because that's you trying to get a viral video.
Yeah.
Because I did the same thing. I put the video out, and I thought, you know, having a chance to respond on the platform that, you know, you got attacked on, if you want to call it an attack, I thought that would be a good thing for you. You can talk to that audience, right, that saw the video, you know. But I didn't realize, like, I was being selfish, actually. I was being selfish, and giving him that chance to respond was, you know, just for me. It wasn't for him trying to clear his name or say anything. It was just trying to get those views. So you're doing the same thing. You're being selfish about it and wanting him. You're trying to use him for the views again. Just classic. Yeah, you didn't even realize it.
I didn't even know. I didn't realize it.
Yeah, no, I didn't either. It happens though.
I just kind of want to talk to him about what's happening.
Exactly, no, yeah, so. That's how it starts.
Honestly, the one thing I just want to know, like, why it took so long. That's it. That's just what I want. He disappeared from Twitter for a couple weeks, man. I missed him.
Nothing makes you look more honest than taking a month to respond to something. That's like, when I think of honesty, I'm like, man, that guy's innocent. They take like a really, really long time. Like, and you're like, wow, you're just so innocent. You're just crafting how innocent you are. That's really kind of what happens.
Well, I don't know, man. I guess we're gonna see what happens in the future here coming up with this whole entire situation. You know, maybe we'll get a chance to talk with Alec about it and sort of figure out, you know, more. I don't exactly know, you know, what more might need to be said about the situation from his side. You know, he sort of put himself out there. You know, he said what he had to say.
I don't actually think he did. He didn't bring up, it is no limit hold'em, right? I didn't talk about that in my video.
No, he had that on that. Remember that list?
Oh, added in.
He had he had the. It was like an 11-point list, right?
Yeah. What about the fact he was in Pittsburgh? Did we talk about that? Why didn't I talk about that in my video?
I don't think he said that.
Did we talk about Jennifer Tilly not being in the hand? It's a little weird. I admitted that too, right? Is it also? It's a little weird that I didn't show any of the footage from any other time where he didn't hide chips. It's a little bit manipulative, if you ask me. You have to show the full record. Nice 2, 3, 4 hours. Nice mix of scenes. Some ones where he had, chips in front, big chips in front. Why didn't I show any clips where the big chips were in front? It's just low, man.
Well, maybe we find out one day. I don't know. Let's move on, kid. What else we got here on the list, man?
Let's do it.
What do you feel like? I feel like this series, there hasn't really been anything too crazy been going on, man. I mean, last year,
bro,
I gotta say,
what are you talking about? It's been an insane series. This has been a ridiculous series.
I don't think I missed Jason Mercier's dog, dude. I fucking love seeing that dog. Like, I'm serious. That dog was the man. I missed that dog so much this year. Jason Mercier was beasting it last year. But I feel like this year, what's been happening? You got the cards, you got the Player of the Year thing, you got all the video blogs out there, you got the whole obviously the Supreme Leader winning the one drop there.
Yeah, so at least for me personally, obviously it was a huge summer. Winning the one drop was sick. And then from just, a media perspective, there's a lot going on, like the Poker Go, if you want to call it a good or a bad thing. I think most people would call it a bad thing, but we got Poker Go. That's been a heavily controversial topic. Obviously, we have the Alec thing. Obviously, we have the vlogging. Vlogging has been taken to the amount of vlogging going on is madness. It's madness.
Yeah.
It's just everyone has a vlog. There are so many vlogs. I was doing some vlogs. And I was like, I don't even know if I want to just. I don't even know if I want to just be another vlog.
There's a lot of vlogs out there for sure.
It's an insane amount of vlogging.
By the way, someone in the chat said about Mercy. I literally like Mercy. I think Mercy. Oh, I forgot. I can't keep up, kid. I actually forgot. Honestly,
keep up.
I forgot about the thing. I forgot about that. I like Jason, man. He's cool. I like the dog, man. I seriously missed the goddamn dog. The dog was the man. So But yeah, I guess there is a lot of video blogs happening out there. Have you been paying attention to the video blog scene? Is like. I don't know what's been happening with the video blog scene out there.
So I watch a few of them, although mainly just to kind of see what strategies people are using for the vlogs. I don't get too deep into watching them, but we have a little bit of Joey taking pictures in the middle of the pod. What up?
Yeah, what up? What's Joey? There's a camera guy right there. I see a picture. I smile. I can't help myself.
So. I mean, we got a little something going on with one of the vloggers recently. I'm not sure if some of you guys have seen this. It's a kind of trending topic right now on Tubeless too. But one of the vloggers plays single table sit and goes with his buddy.
Sure.
And they always play them together, and they chop half their action. And he's been vlogging about doing this. And so it's kind of brought up the question of, what are the ethics on that? Should that be okay? And it seems like the answer is no to me. But then just to play the other side of it, in high rollers, it's just a buffet of this. People play high roller. It's very standard for people to have pieces of 3, 5, 10 people,
right?
Kind of all swapped out. So if it's unfair in these smaller buy-ins, then isn't it unfair in those too? And I guess the real problem is how do you enforce this? Like how do you prevent people from being in that spot? So let's just talk about single table sit and goes, right? The vlogger's name is the Trooper.
Okay.
So. Trooper and his buddy play in a one table sit and go, and it's just
any video blogs this.
Any video blogs it.
Okay.
If you win the sit and go, you get 10K. Everyone buys them for 1K. One person gets a seat to the main. Well, it's really important in that environment, and it's actually less so in a winner take all tournament because there's not ICM and stuff at play. But they're never going to bust each other, right? They're always going to soft play in those spots because if one of them busts, then they have less of a shot to win the tournament,
right?
To win the sit and go. So they're going to, not put themselves in spots where people can. They're not going to put themselves in spots where other players or where they'll bust each other, and they're always going to go after other players. So that means.
But do you know this for sure, or is this something that you're just assuming that's probably taking place?
Let's just say that you have half your action and half of my action. Okay.
I'm trying to bust you. Sure, I'm trying to bust you hard.
All right, so let's just say half. You're playing with someone that. You actually like.
Okay. No, the more I like you, the more I want to bust you. I don't know. I'm competing. I'm like there to compete. I'm not there to soft play personally. But yeah, I understand what you're saying now.
Yeah. So anyway, the point is from a financial perspective, in hands, you're not trying to win their chips, you're trying to not let the other players win chips. And that just makes all kinds of spots where it could go like bet raise and like you force people out, or pre-flop you're never going to stack each other, or basically you get like an advantage by being in the tournament longer and using the other person as a way to like help get chips for both of you. And I'm not saying that I think that they sat down and said, okay, we're going to do these like shady things. They probably didn't. But the question is, when poker becomes a team sport for some people and it's still an individual sport for someone else, it becomes kind of not fair because the incentives become skewed and the person only playing one hand ends up having a disadvantage. So yeah, I think it's a bit I don't think it's okay, but I also think it's gonna be really tough to implement defense to the situation.
I mean, I would imagine these guys, if that's what's happening or whatever, I'm sure other people are doing that at these events. I mean, like it'd be naive to think this isn't happening already in some of these tournaments or in the single table satellites that are happening at the Rio. And as you mentioned, there is really no way to enforce that. So I don't know exactly what the solution is, what the answer is. Like, do you think this is being out of line by sort of talking about this, showing this publicly, and now maybe people out there might say, oh, let me get two guys together and we're going to do something like that? Or you think it makes someone look bad? Or like, I guess, is it I think people had an issue with it?
I mean, it definitely makes you look bad. I think vlogging about it, and I haven't seen the vlog, so if I'm saying something wrong, I'm sure I'll find out at some point. But this is my understanding from the thread. And yeah, vlogging about it just seems like not a very good move, because if you're going to partake in things that could be questionable, might not be the best vlog.
Well, the thing is, though, is you vlogged the 1-1 PLO game we played the other night.
Yeah.
And you were certainly making some questionable plays in that game.
I don't think so. I think I played GTO.
I mean, I don't know. I did end up.
How much blind straddling from mid position should you be doing? Blind min raising in a GTO, playing GTO.
You were making some very questionable plays, my friend.
Okay.
And I remember once.
So you're telling me if it goes straddle, re-straddle, it gets to me, and let's say the hijack, and I blind min raise.
Right, with Queen 8.
That's not
Queen
GTO.
8-8-3, no suit. Yes, that's not
Three
good.
of a suit.
Right.
Even better.
Correct. But
three suit.
And then
Don't
calling.
let this man lie to you. I had 3 clubs and I stacked his ass.
So you were just on record saying that you shouldn't put questionable things in video blogs, yet you made a video blog about this time where you made very questionable things.
Right. But ethically.
Yeah, I mean, you ethically.
I think playing loose pre-flop is not really an ethic.
Listen, I heard questionable. I'm like, first thing came to my mind was some of the questionable plays I got to witness.
What about a little Jack 10-8-6 with a suit pre-flop?
What's this good hand? What are you talking about?
There's some non-GTO.
Oh, listen, I didn't say I don't make questionable things in video blogs. Well, I didn't say nothing about
One
me.
thing's for sure, though. Jane Andis was in there playing snug. Shout out to Jane Andis.
So guys, we did do a video blog, and it was a very fun time. We had me, Doug, Feast join the house, Jane Andis, the businessman, was out there, Andrew Nemes,
the businessman,
John Beaupre, Jane Andis, the businessman. He's grinding hard, man. And it was a very fun game, man. I got to say, it was a great time. A lot of drinks were involved. A lot of slow rolling was involved. I may or may not have pulled off one of the most epic slow rolls on my friend Colleen, who then proceeded to send me a document the next day talking about how mean I was and how much I disrespected her.
The bus there.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was
honestly, it was a little mean.
I loved it.
It was a little mean. You slow rolled her for like a really long time and then tabled the nuts and laughed. You're like, you thought too fair.
Yeah. I mean,
I was like sitting there, I'm like, damn, that's cold. I don't know, I felt cold.
I mean, I was out to slow everybody that game.
No, but like when you but I don't know, like, so, totally true. And you just slow roll me. Although I was on to you, he hadn't shown his hand, and I was like, oh, this is not good. And he hadn't shown his hand, and he's like doing a little bit of nodding, like he's gonna like his hand. And I'm like, Joey. And the table starts chanting, like random people are like chanting Joey. Everyone's like Joey. Yeah. And then you're like, all right. And you like slam the hand down. It's like the nuts. And they're like, yeah. And he's just like stacking all the chips.
I've never seen people so happy. Like you were, I don't know, everyone's cheering.
I'm sitting there, and I know I have aces, and that's it. And you just haven't shown your hand. I'm like, this is 100% slow roll. Yeah. This is 100%. We might as well make it a good reveal.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, you and Andrew got all in with aces. You guys are type players, and I have Jack 10-8-6.
Yeah, I know sometimes people have Jack 10-8-6. That's the thing,
Yeah. But how are you feeling about overall kind of seeing all the guys out here? I saw Tonka the other night. We played some PLO. I mean, a lot of other guys from YouTube out here. It's kind of a really fun time to be out here right now.
It's sweet. That day was we had me, you, Jane Andez, Nimi, and then of course Jonah as well. A A lot of big new nickname, Big J.
I mean, he's your next BBB.
Was that supposed to go in the pod?
Jonah's new nickname is
Jonah's
BBB.
Jonah's on the side, like keep talking about it, guys. Keep talking about it. Let's keep.
No. Yeah, he's got a couple. Big J, aka Hungry Man, aka aka
all right.
BBB. Yeah.
Jonah, he's turning red. Anyway, so yeah, no, that was cool. It's cool getting to meet everyone. You know, like I was thinking about it. There aren't that many of, I'm gonna call them us. You know, people making vids and promoting the game and trying to build a following and everything. So. It is cool when everyone's kind of in one location. You can meet people and talk and hang out, do some cross promo and whatnot. Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. I saw Tonka too the other day. I think he's going to be coming to the Upswing party as well. So yeah, it's cool. It's definitely nice to see other people working and trying to work on themselves, work on their channel, grow, and good for ideas. A lot of ideas getting thrown around.
Oh, for sure. I mean, so how do you feel about the future coming up here with poker content? Because it seems like we have a lot of content out there. We got a ton of video blogs out there, obviously, too. It seems like, I mean, we're in a pretty unique time period for poker content.
Yeah, so this is what I think my game plan is, because I've been going really hard on the poker channel for the last year. In fact, the last month or so, I think I've only put out like 15 or 16 videos, which is, I mean, it has kind of felt like a vacation, honestly, just like one every couple of days. But I think in general, what I'm going to do, rather than try and just make sure I get one out every day, I think I'm going to do a little bit more kind of picking my topics, picking good topics. When interesting stuff happens, talk about it. Try and make poker hands more relevant to like current hands if possible. Not always possible, but maybe a little bit more of that. Definitely do some new stuff. Definitely still stream from time to time, but I think I'm going to do a little less on the video side of things, but still a lot, and just take it down a notch. And I think I'm going to try and I'm going to try and do some more mainstream videos and stuff in the fall. I don't know what that entails. I don't know if it's going to be more just comedy or talking about mainstream news or do whatever, but I will to some extent try my hand at that later this year.
Do you feel like you've sort of like what you've done for poker so far with all the poker hand videos? Do you feel like at some point in time, it's just maybe you get the challenge for you to do them successfully sort of goes away at some point, which I mean, that might be the point right now. And then you start thinking about, okay, well, maybe I'll go start working towards this or start making videos for this.
Well, one thing that I feel currently is I think there's just a cap on, as a poker content creator, how big you can really get and how much you can really grow. And sort of with where I'm at now, I think that I built a decent sized audience, and I've definitely built a decent sized amount of people that dislike me, and there are a lot of people that don't like me as well, which is okay. It's hard to be polarizing, but I don't think that there are too many poker players that don't know of me. Right? So to get big in spaces, you have to try and reach people. You have to try and reach as many people as you can, and so I feel like now with like poker growth in general, it tends to be new people coming into the game, people that have been out for a while and come back. That's where the growth is for at least where my channel's at. And that's pretty limited in terms of how big it can get. So I'm trying to decide if I think it's still worth spending all my time there versus spending some other time elsewhere. But I also really do want to make sure. I really want to make sure that I continue to put out good poker videos and that I still grow that audience and I still am in the space because I like poker. I like making vids. I like playing from time to time too, and I want to make sure that I don't neglect that. That's something that is important to me. And anything that I do, if I'm going to do like a separate channel, or separate videos, non-poker videos, I'm not going to put it on my poker channel. I'm going to do it as like a separate. So
it'll be a totally separate, like the channel you made before, basically.
Yeah, it'll probably end up being that channel. I have like another channel on YouTube where like if I want to make some like videos, like, I've only ever done a couple on it, but I'll probably use that channel and I don't know, see if I can do some stuff in the mainstream. I really don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like anytime you sort of reach the top of something that you're doing, which I feel like at this point in time, you've done that quite well with the building the channel that you have, building the following that you have. I mean, success in tournaments online, success in tournaments live, so it's sort of like, I feel like in poker, you certainly love the challenge. You love trying to figure something out. And I feel like with these things now, you figured them out to a pretty good degree. And obviously this other stuff you figured out much faster than you're able to figure out something like heads up poker, which, that takes years. And now this, this doesn't take necessarily years to do.
Yeah, no, it's a new game. It's a different type of game. One thing is for sure though, I've learned a lot about myself in the last year from doing more promotion, marketing, all that kind of stuff. I really do enjoy getting to make jokes about things. The funniest, the best moments for me are we're making a video, and I've like mapped out some jokes, and I'm like, these are gonna be really good. And then I see what the video is gonna look like, and I'm just like excited for people to get to watch this, because I know there are gonna be a lot of people that find the jokes funny, or I know some won't too. But when it's a joke I'm proud of, and it makes me happy that people are gonna get to see like my take on it. I think that's a really awesome feeling, and just getting to see the feedback from people and stuff. So I'm definitely going to be doing, no matter what I do, there's going to be some comedy involved to some degree.
Yeah. So you said you learned a lot about yourself over this past year. I mean, I feel like it's got to be a lot of new things sort of happening to you, because when you go out now, when you go to the Rio, when you go somewhere, you get so much people just coming up to you, people coming and saying things to you, asking you questions, and they're fans. I don't know if they're coming and telling you one punch you in the face like they sometimes might say in a comment. I doubt it. But I mean, that's just got to be something. I know for me, that's something and it's I don't know, it's still something that it's interesting. I don't quite know how I feel about it. But for you, it's like it's pretty much nonstop. I feel like anytime you go do something. So when you talk about learning about yourself, do you feel like that has taught you something about yourself, or maybe how to talk to people, or how to treat people?
Yeah, no. So it's actually a kind of interesting subject, because I've not really had to talk with people, one-on-one in person very much until really the last year. And obviously only at poker events, right? If I go to the Rio, people know me, but if I go to Whole Foods, I'm just some random. So I'm not very well known in the scope of the world, just within poker. So it's weird when you go from like a normal place and then you go to the Rio, and then, you get kind of swarmed. But one thing that I've realized is, when you meet people, as long as you do have time to meet them, because sometimes you have to run or whatever, and then you just can't stop and talk. But you should really try and do your best to learn a little bit about them, and just talk to them for a few moments, and just be like a genuine person and listen to them. Because look, I'm gonna be straight up. There are people that are amazing with names. Somerville, for example, is just nuts. It is unbelievable. He'll meet someone like 18 months ago, and I'm like, John, what's up, man? I haven't seen you in 18 months. It's just like,
how does he do that?
And then I'll be next to people, and then there'll be someone that I'm friends with. I'm like, God, I don't even remember this guy's name. I mean, it's just like someone that I know. I'm terrible with names. I'm the worst. So I unfortunately will not remember your name if I meet you, but I'm still gonna always be, try to be nice to people and learn from people, hear what they have to say, get their opinion on stuff. And yeah, it's cool. It's honestly, it's cool getting a chance to just talk with so many people. And yeah.
My favorite people I've been meeting are when I'm getting out of line at the nightclub. Like at XS this weekend, we're kind of walking around and people come up, they're like, Poppy, getting out of line. I'm like, man, this is like, I'm on the dance floor 4:15 a.m. at XS. Someone comes up, he goes, Pot Limit Omaha is not the great game. Molly's the great game. And I'm I'm looking at this guy like, what did he say? Molly's the great game? Like doing drugs at XS is the great game. That's to this guy. I mean, it's those parts are very fun.
Getting a little too out of line, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh well.
That's all my favorent parts so far.
What have you been up to, Joey? So I feel like
here we go.
Here's the thing. Like
sure.
I've been doing stuff. I've been making vids. I've been on. I've not seen many videos lately, but I have seen a lot of Instagram stories.
Yeah, Doug, I've been taking advantage of my opportunity to drink alcohol this summer.
Oh,
and go out. Yeah, so I've been going out a lot.
Vegas, you have that opportunity.
Yeah, I've just been trying to hang out with people that I like, really, these past few weeks. I played a lot of poker to start off. I played some PLO tournaments, played a lot of poker on the internet for PLO. Kind of been getting my groove back and just getting that, sort of that sharp again when it comes to PLO.
Okay.
And now I've been going out a lot, drinking a lot, having a good time, getting out of line for sure, making some decisions that I may or may not regret in 1 or 2 months. But I don't know, man. I come here to have a good time. So it's kind of like, what do you want to do? You want to come here to work? Do you want to come here to make content? Do you want to come here to grind live poker? Do you want to play online poker? Do you want to fall in love? Do you want to hang out with your friends? So I think that challenge for me has been quite a challenge. I don't know.
That was a rousing pitch to live in Las Vegas. That was a solid pitch. Are you thinking of moving here?
Yes, for sure.
All right.
I think there's a good chance I'm gonna get a place.
Nice,
for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, I like Vegas. I mean, I don't know. It's like very fun out here. A lot of people I really like that are out here too. So
thanks.
I think there's a lot of opportunity out here. I mean, come on. I think there's a lot of opportunity out here. So overall, I just feel like Vegas is a great place. How do you stay I guess, how do you stay focused out here with so many people that that I'm sure want to hang out? I mean, that want to go out for a drink or that want to meet up, and how do you do that? How do you manage that?
For starters, I think that most of my buddies that live here, they've lived here for a while. So I think that phase of like really going out, we're kind of over. And then also, being in a relationship makes it a lot more reasonable too. There's no real, look, I'm not going to the club. I mean, I might go to the club, but I'm not going to the club. You know what I'm saying? So I guess like when it's your day-to-day life, you just get used to it, man.
Right.
What I really love about Vegas is, look, we've all been there if you're a poker player. At some point in your poker playing career, probably frequently, but at least at 1 or 2 points, you end up on just the absolute worst sleep schedule. The absolute worst. You go to bed at like 7 a.m. and you wake up at like 4 p.m. and then you're like waking up, you look out, the sun's setting, you're like, what God damn it, I'm a vampire. You're going to be on that schedule. But if you're in Vegas, doesn't matter. Still good food any time of the day. Still can drink any time of the day. Still places to go any time of the day. Still could go play poker. Still could work out. Still could, anything you want to do, it's all available. So there's a lot of flexibility. And then the other thing about Vegas, no state income tax. That's pretty enjoyable.
Right. I mean, for someone that's making a lot of money like yourself, that's probably pretty enjoyable.
Allegedly.
I mean, I was going to say allegedly. I don't know. I didn't see the receipts.
No.
You're thinking about buying a new place though too?
I'm debating it. Yeah.
New Lambo, new house, new everything. Want to build a mansion out and wherever they build mansions around here.
Just like build out there.
I know J-Mo's house is one of the sickest house I've seen, man.
Yeah, it's sick.
Jason Mo's got the sick house there. Guys, I'm gonna give a couple shout outs here. Take a couple questions from the chat. And then what time are we at? Oh, I'm trying to keep it by a certain time because I know Doug has an engagement. Can you talk about the engagement? Is it a secret engagement? A secret engagement. Doug's got a secret engagement that no one will know about. And who we got in the chat, man? Let me see. Who we got out there, man? You want to give some shout outs? Give a couple shout outs, man. My buddy Cosmo, Jonathan McGowan out there in the chat. What up, puppy?
This is your crew, dog. These are your people. Oh, shout out to Alec Torelli. That is definitely not Alec Torelli.
Probably not him.
Probably not.
Danito Max. What up, Danito Max? Puppy. What's going on, man? Jimbo Slice. Who we got? Jesse Copeman, RJ Hawk, Tyler Bentz, Jack Levis.
Tyler Bentz, I know.
Gus P.
Matthew Burns, what's up? Who else?
Jay Nandes.
Adam loves coffee. What's up, man? Jay Nandes in the mix.
Yeah. What's up, guys? Jay Nandes. He's up in here.
Nice.
A lot of people are out there, man. Let me take a couple questions from the chat, guys. Pamsy says, I'm going to Vegas tomorrow, puppy. So hype. Listen, Pamsy, I'm very excited for that moment to arrive. I'm very excited for you to get to Las Vegas.
We'll see you at the Upswing party.
We'll see you at the Upswing Poker Party. By the way, we have to do that. We have to give away that OOL night with us. And we talked maybe about we might do it where they can come out with us after the Upswing Party. Unless they're weird and they can't, right? Is that what it was?
Well, it was going to be that, we're getting a private table at the party.
Oh,
once it becomes the nightclub.
Right. Okay.
So whoever wins that giveaway is going to be welcome to join our table.
Okay, so I'm going to give that away today. Obviously, you have to be in Vegas. It's going to be during the series. So unfortunately, you're only going to be able to win if you're in Vegas this weekend. So
shocking that, that would be part of it.
Well, I did kind of say that'd be part of it too.
I'm trolling you.
We'll do that on Twitter. It's for people that retweeted that earlier post I made back about if Doug wins the one drop, then he won the goddamn one drop. So
did someone mention a giveaway? Oh yeah, you just said sorry. Okay, go for it.
Yeah. Wait a second. Your giveaway is still live, isn't it?
Yeah. So my giveaway. Thank you. I'm glad. Oh my God, I was dying to talk about it. So, the giveaway is still worth around $30,000. I have lost a couple additional tournaments, so I think it's like 30.3 or something. But yeah, 30.3. Worst case scenario, it'll end up being like 30.2.
Wait, what did you just say?
$30,300.
You're telling me someone's gonna win $30,000?
$30,000.
What the fuck are you talking about right now?
I'm serious. Yeah, people are someone will win $30,000, 100% for reals. I'm debating if I want to.
What the hell are you talking? Someone's gonna win $30,000.
$30,000, yeah.
Like a random person that just
like a random person.
What the fuck?
So basically, like,
what?
I'm debating if I want to.
Are you serious right now? You're gonna give away $30,000?
You didn't know about the giveaway?
I don't know.
Bro, I've been trolling about the giveaway for so long. Okay, but anyway,
$30,000, bro. That's a lot of fucking money.
I know it's a lot of money.
Jesus
I'm debating if I want to give like a few small prizes and like one big one, or just all in one go. If they're in Vegas, I'm thinking, bag of cash sounds good, right? Bag of cash, that could be good. Yeah, so it should be.
How much money you making? $30,000, dude.
We could still run deep in the main, so.
So there's a chance if you happen to win the main event. I mean, hypothetically, which I don't know, you do win pretty fucking good.
You never know.
That somebody could win a very large amount of money.
Yes.
And I mean, I consider $30,000 a large amount of money too.
It is.
Right.
It is a large amount. It is more than I thought my marketing budget would be, but
Honestly, guys, I would
have.
tell anyone you know about this. If anyone you know, I mean, what are they like? How many giveaways? How many people are registered right now? Like, how many people are signed up?
I think we're like 100K, 100 entries, 100K.
So your chances aren't good, but it is better than the lottery technically if you play the lottery, and it's probably better than most of you guys becoming winning poker players. Bang bang. It's just true. I don't know. It's true. The percentages are not in their favor.
You just made fun of your audience.
Jay Nannis made fun of my audience. Jay Nannis said my audience was bad at poker. I argued that they're not, but I mean I know they are. It's okay. I got no problem with that. It's okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Your words.
But if you
shout out to Jim.
But if you want to get better at poker, go to upswingpoker.com. Sign up for one of the courses using the bonus link not in my description right now.
The bonus. Use that link you can't use right now, not in the description.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Listen, Upswing Poker seems to be going pretty strong. You just brought in a new coach.
Yeah.
You brought in a new coach named My Name is Carl, and his name isn't Carl at all, which makes no fucking sense.
It's kind of fucked up.
His name's Freed.
Yeah, Freed Mulder.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't say that. Mine's Carl, so I know.
He's Belgian, and so when he pronounces his name,
is it different?
I'm just like, look, I can't do that. So it's gonna be Freed Mulders, and I'm sorry.
Okay, Freed Mulders.
New coach in the lab, so that's pretty sweet, and
that's awesome, man. You guys are. It seems like Upswing's you've been putting out a lot of, got the new high stakes module coming next month. You just talked about that. It seems like new content sooner than that.
Yeah, we got a module coming out I think today or tomorrow or something.
Yeah, man, it seems like you guys are still going really strong with that too. So it seems like you're firing on all fronts here, my friend. Is there something that you think that maybe could be going better for you right now in terms of with whether it's business, content, poker, anything like that?
Stuff can always go better. You can always work harder, and I've had to also focus on some more real life stuff. I'm working on tax stuff and
making those teeth beautiful.
Making the teeth beautiful. So I just I've had other stuff that has kind of gotten in the way of being able to work as hard as I would like sometimes.
Right.
But that's the thing about life. You can always just wake up and grind. That's just you can just always do that. Every day you can wake up and try and make your life better. So and then people troll you about it on Instagram. So that's basically
people troll you about it on Instagram?
No. Allegedly.
Did you post a shirtless photo the other day on Instagram, by the way?
I did post a shirtless photo, yeah.
That's awesome, man. You're looking good, buddy. Looking like that workout's been going well, man. Yeah. What kind of how's the workouts been coming
along? They haven't.
No?
You've not been showing.
Why?
I did
you're crushing 100 days straight.
I know.
Why?
But the thing was, I was so glad I was done because the summer's so busy, man. It's so busy. Yeah. I've been grinding every day,
Yeah.
It's tough.
You've been grinding every day for the past 12 years though. I don't know. It's not like you're taking a day off. I think when people when you don't grind, I feel like people, if they saw that, they'd be like, oh wow, holy fuck, okay. Right, exactly. If they saw you not grind, people would be like, I need to step it up. So I mean, I feel like when you say that, I love
that question, Doug. So what things that everything's going good, so what's not going good?
But I mean, I don't know. What do you feel like? I feel like I could be doing better with putting out videos, doing podcasts. I think I could be doing better with that.
I could do better at putting out videos. I haven't been as on top of that, but I don't know. Things are good, man. Things are good. I don't like to focus on the negatives. I just like to focus on what I'm working on, the positives.
But do you feel like when you focus on how can I get better at what I'm doing, is that really focusing on the negatives? When you think about poker, we focus on, well, we want to get our game all around stronger. We want to figure out what our leaks are and fix them. And in a way, I mean, that's a big thing about poker is that you often think about where you're struggling at rather than focusing on what you're doing well. And that way, I think it makes people that play a lot of poker just have this very negative thing in their mind because they only think about their leaks and they don't think about what they're doing well.
For sure. I think people tend to play more when they're losing, because or play more, study more, all that kind of stuff because they want to get out of this. They want things to get back together and they want to see success, right? But I've just always, in general, you should try and work hard whether things are going well or badly because it's not like if you're in a good situation, that's it. You're always going to be in a good situation. You want to be taking those steps to put yourself in a better spot down the road.
Right.
But I've talked about that so much. I don't want to beat it to death.
What to death?
I feel like I've just talked so much about working hard and trying to do something, and I just don't want to.
I think it's literally one of the most important things you're going to say on this podcast right now. I mean, we could talk about the gossipy kind of stuff like that. We could talk about the Alec stuff. We can talk about this kind of shit. But I mean, this is the kind of stuff that people sort of need to keep hearing because this is how you become successful. I mean, we meet a lot of people at the Rio, then they like, well, what are you doing here? Well, I'm trying to make it at poker.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make it at these cash games. I'm trying to make it at tournaments. Like, this is what so many people, I think for us, we forget that just how many people really aspire to make it at poker and have success at poker.
No, I definitely realize that. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so thankful to be in the spot I'm in. Because, look, just be real with everyone. The people that make it to the top in poker, even if, they're all, well, not all, but a lot of them are very good at poker, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you kind of have to have things go right in some capacity at some place to end up there. In general, there's a few exceptions. I think some of the online cash guys that are like the real legit way, we're going to make it no matter what. But in general, to get to the top, you kind of have to have things go your way at key points. And I'm a great poker player, but I also have run hot at very key points in my life. When I played super high stakes stuff online, when I got through the Sauce Challenge, when I've played I haven't even played that many tournaments really compared to people that actually play tournaments. And yet I've managed to have really good results over that stretch. And that's a compound effect. It's working hard and being good and running hot, but you have to run hot. So thinking that, you have to accept that variance is part of the game. And it's a good disguise. It makes the game great. It makes it so that people that are bad don't realize, and it makes it fun for people, right? But you have to be doing your best whether you're running good or not, because you mainly don't run good. That's tournament poker. You mainly run bad until you don't. So, always be focused on kind of the long-term goals, where you're headed, and work for the long run. Don't work for, what happens next weekend.
I think one thing I was talking about with my buddy Matt Marco over here the other day was, what's the path to really, if someone's going to ask me, how can I make it at poker? So I know how people can make it at online poker because that's what I did. Right. So but that sort of ecosystem is changing rapidly. And now it's sort of, you have to shop around sites, or you might have to do this, you might have to do that. And when it comes to really making it at live poker, I can sort of theorize on how someone can make it at live poker, what that mindset's like, how do you approach it, how do you think about it. But I don't really know, because I never had to make it at live poker. I never grinded up my way through live poker.
Yeah.
So what do you feel like if you're going to play online poker right now, and then say you're an American, hypothetically, so you can only play on maybe the American sites, what do you think is the path to really doing that?
Well, I think the most important thing as a small stakes player is make sure you're playing in the absolute best environment. And I don't just mean best games, I mean rake and game selection. Ignoring those things is foolish. And I think a lot of people, they're like, oh, why just play on this site? Why? Because, it's convenient, or I like this, or I like the software. Look, as great as it would be to play on the site with the best software, or play on the site that's the most fun to play on, or whatever, you're here to make money. You're here to try and grow. So get out a spreadsheet, figure out the rake across the board at different sites for the games you're actually going to be playing, analyze them, and then if a site is going to end up being 1 or 2 or 3 big blinds less per 100 in rake, that's where you should probably focus on over the other sites, unless the games are just terrible, right? So make smart moves before you even play a hand, and then care about the small things like rake when you're trying to figure out where you should play to try and make the most money.
I think I've been noticing too is that playing a little bit higher stakes online, if you're not in the right mindset, like basically everything that you can sort of try to plug and fix in terms of your approach to the soft skills of the game, or just your mindset, or you're healthy, you got water, you ate your food. Now it's like when you fuck up, it just hurts so much more, because not only are the players better, but the good players are making less of those mistakes. There's less fun players out there to sort of have to recover on. Whereas back in the day, I could be a fucking idiot when I approach poker sometimes, and I could lose a bunch of buy-ins, or I could play for 28 hours straight and lose money, and then next day I can make it all back.
Yeah.
But you can't necessarily do that as much anymore. It's just not possible.
So, dude, we both did that a bunch.
I know.
I played some sessions. I remember this one session where I think I'd played 20 or 25 hours in a row, heads up, and I was up 120 or 130K. It was before Black Friday, and it was one of my best days I'd ever had. I was crushing, and I did the natural thing you do after 20 hours of grinding. Let's play someone at higher stakes, right? This is a good decision. Decision. And so I remember I sat Kanu, and this is this was when I was kind of on the come up and heads up. I wasn't a sicko or anything. I knew Kanu was really good. I knew Kanu would play me for sure. And so I sat him on full tilt, and so we played 20 by 50, and most of the money I won was at 10-20, and it was against a player that was a lot worse than me, then challenged you 20 by 50, right?
Right.
So then I was like, all right, I won a bunch here, time to play Kanu at 20 by 50, and he just absolutely destroyed me. Like I think I lost like, I don't know, it was around 100K to him or 90K or something like that over the course of the session. I was delirious. I was tired. I should not have been playing. Kanu was just better than me at that point. His strategy was stronger and more complex. I still had a lot to learn, but I remember I quit that game up like 15 or 20 on the day, and it was like the most devastating plus 20K day of my entire life. Like I walked away and I felt sick. Like, why did I do that? You know, like I played someone that was a lot better than me, and I played them in such a non-optimal like spot. Like I'd been up for like a day,
right?
But I think that like when you're young and like, you know, you're learning about the world, you're learning about poker, you have to take a few of those hits to like, you know, have that feeling of like, this is what you don't do. I mean, I did the same thing with a PLO session against Rui Keo, like, you know, 3 years ago or something. I had like a minus like 300K day against him playing like 1 or 2 PLO. I like didn't even play PLO. I was like, you know what? We'll wing it.
Yeah.
Not a good move. I think there's like maybe 1 or 2 other points in my life as well where I played games like I shouldn't have and I lost a bunch. But, you know, the thing is, like, you can't look at it like, oh, you know, I'm never going to forgive myself for having lost that much money doing something stupid, because you have to forgive yourself because you got to live with yourself, right?
Right.
What's important is realizing, okay, I made a mistake and let's, you know, not make that mistake again. And like, you know, with PLO, for example, I put a lot of like 5, 10, 10, 20, 25, 50 PLO before I moved back up to the higher stakes, and it went badly again. But I actually did build up some wins there, you know, before I kind of came back into the game at the higher stakes. And, you know, with like heads up and stuff, I was always a lot more selective with like, you know, playing in like good conditions, playing when, you know, when I'm alert, playing when I'm focused, playing when not playing those super long sessions. Because yeah, sometimes I love to just fire it up and grind for just like forever. Like we were 24 tabling all the time back in the day. Man. But then I realized like poker, like look, poker's not going anywhere. You're gonna wake up tomorrow and you're gonna be able to play poker. Okay, don't worry. You don't have to get all the hands in today. They're gonna be there tomorrow. You know. And that was an important thing I learned in my life about you know, trying to play your best game.
Yeah, I mean, I think you know, that's always been one of my big leaks is I just randomly might do something like I work hard for weeks or 2 weeks, 3 weeks, make a lot of money, and then there'll be one session where I don't know, I just open up, I'm gonna 6 table higher stakes and then lose it all back in like an hour. Yeah. And I had actually something happen to me a couple weeks ago when I came back home one night. It was like 4:30 a.m. For some reason, I'm like, I know I should go to sleep. I decided to load up all the 10, 20 tables in ACR and lose a bunch of money. And I'm like, fuck, man. I just spent these past couple weeks putting in these like 8-hour days while I'm in Vegas. I've been playing, made this money, doing really well, and I just, you know, pretty much just lose it back. And I was like, man, I can't believe I still make this fucking mistake sometimes. Like that's been the thing that's really plagued me for my entire poker career in some spots is these just happen. And yeah, man, it's tough to deal with. But I imagine out there for people where it's not easy for them to recover, that when this happens, man, they beat themselves up so bad and they're just like, they're down on themselves so much.
At one point, I lost like 99% of my liquid net worth. From 2010 to 2000 and like somewhere in 11, I lost 99% of my liquid net worth. I want to say I have a spreadsheet somewhere with my liquid, and I want to say in like early 2011 at some point, I want to say I had 3.8K.
Wow.
I lost everything. It was life tilt like central. And I was playing 2-5 live in Vegas in 2011 on a stake, trying to like survive.
It's after Black Friday?
Trying to pay my mortgage. Yeah. This must have been right after, but I'm trying to think. Yeah, it must have been right after. I don't know exactly. Maybe it was actually right before. It might have been before, honestly. I was in a bad spot. But I realized that, you know, I made all these mistakes, right? And like, it was good because I at least had a good knowledge of the game. I had money and like assets and stuff too. Like, you know, I did have a house and a car and stuff. So the shit really went down. I could like try and sell stuff. But so I wasn't in like a terrible spot, but I was definitely in a, we're going to have to figure out how to pay the mortgage next month spot. And I realized that I got away from what I was good at. I got away from playing like, you know, I made like almost all my money in heads up, a little bit like a 6 max, but almost all in heads up. And I just lost it in just like a ton of random shit, like tournaments, live cash, 6 max, full ring, you know, mainly live stuff. And it's just like, wait, what was I doing? And then it was also a lot of like partying and not focusing on the game and stuff. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to take, you know, this experience that I had, which was I bought my house when I was 20. You know, I've gone through a lot here by the time I'm 23 years old, 22, 23 years old. I think it's time now to like pick what I'm good at, focus on it, and like make sure that I don't put myself in that spot again. And you're still gonna sometimes make mistakes. You're still gonna sometimes be like, damn, what was I doing there? Why did I do that?
Oh yeah.
You're always gonna do that. But like, as long as when that spot comes up again, you do try and make the better decision, and you manage to walk away in a lot of those spots. You're not perfect, you're human, but learning from that is an important way to grow as a person. You know, trying to just make your life better. And it's like that not just in poker, and just like things in general.
Mm-hmm.
People make mistakes. That's fine. It's okay to make mistakes. But it's then in the future, not doing them, understanding that, you know, you made a mistake, and try and set yourself up for a better spot in the future.
I mean, it seems like you recovered, because I remember that I think later that year you were at my place in 2011, I think, in Vancouver. So how did it go back from losing all that net worth to then, I guess, the liquid part of your net worth, to then getting back up and then playing higher stakes again?
So I basically just realized I'm gonna just so two things. First off, poker is now who I am and what I'm doing all day. Okay. My life is not in a place where I can afford for poker not to be my only goal. So everything else is on hold. We're talking poker from here on out. This is what I'm doing every day. Second off, what is the single best game I'm good at? You know, I've played a lot of stuff. And you kind of know, like, if you're watching and you play poker, you kind of know what you're good at. Like, you might be close or whatever, but you kind of know. You pick that game and you go all in. I am playing that game or studying that game all day, every day, until, you know, something gives. Either I make it or I don't, but at least I gave it my shot, you know. And it's so funny to say now, but I debated quitting poker. Because
in 2011,
because I didn't want to be just like some random degen. I didn't want to just be like some idiot that just like thought they were great at poker because, you know, he did well when he started in his late teens, 20 years old, whatever, and then didn't realize the game was done. It passed me by. But I said, I'm going to give myself one last shot here. I'm going to go all in on this, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And you know, it was lucky that it worked out like this. But I was close, man. I was close, and it wasn't because I was bad at heads up. It wasn't because I didn't even lose my money there. It was because I was bad at other games or just had bad money management.
Stuck with your mindset.
Dude, money management is huge.
Yeah.
It's honestly kind of fucked up that like you're gonna be in your teen, you know, back in the day anyway, not as much nowadays. But it's kind of fucked up to be like 19 years old and be like, all right, I got several $100,000. Now go be responsible, guys. It's just like you're not gonna be responsible.
I feel like with you always had this sort of entrepreneur thing in you, because even before you were staking so many people. You're sending out contracts. You've been doing things like this for so long. Yeah. And it's like kind of surprising to think back and realize how young you were doing this too.
Dude,
trying to just learning, making your mistakes, fucking up, and it's pretty wild to think about that.
I started a stable when I was 18 years old. I was 18 years old and I played poker for like several months. I was like, you know what, I need to be backing people, and so I just started a stable and I started coaching and staking a bunch of people, mainly more on the staking front. And then more in the coaching as kind of I went along. But I like that aspect. I like the aspect of trying to figure out ways to take knowledge and then kind of allow yourself opportunity to profit more than just you playing. Because the real problem with playing poker is that when you're not playing poker, you're not making money. There's no passive income, you know, in terms of you playing.
Right. When
you're coaching or staking or all these other things, then you might make money while you're not playing. But I didn't like that aspect of it, you know, kind of coming up.
Yeah. I think it's always good. That's what I've been realizing from any sort of business thing, is that it's really cool when you wake up and you made money. Like when you feel like you didn't do anything, but you sort of done that in the past. Well, you put the groundwork in and you become rewarded overnight sometimes. Yeah. Whereas with poker, you got to be playing to make the money.
Unless you got a good piece.
I mean, speaking of that, you know, you mentioned kind of, you know, focusing on that one game type that you're best at. And I do find it a little bit weird that it took you so long to finally find tournaments and focus on that, because obviously we've seen that tournaments are your best form of poker, Doug. You're a tournament player. You're not a heads up no limit player. It's just so. Can you imagine if you just never played heads up no limit there and you would just focus on tournaments the entire time? You might be the most successsul tournament player in the entire history of the game. I'm not even fucking kidding. I'm serious.
I actually think that there's like a 90% chance I'd be broke. Because
that's tragic as fuck. Okay.
Because here's the thing. The heads up journey, I just don't think I would have failed in that journey, because I was just so much better than the field in terms of, you know, where my heads up game was, right? Okay. And heads up poker, your win rate can be so big that it's just a guaranteed. Like, you show up, get the money, show up next day, you get the money again, and that was just, you know, my heads up graph. My result was all like that. Tournaments, you mainly lose.
Yeah.
So if you don't get some of those opportunities out of the gate, in these like huge field like cluster fucks, then you might just be nobody.
Right. You don't have that big score at first.
Yeah, it's scary, man.
I hate fucking tournaments, man. I played the 10K PLO the other day. I didn't make a hand. I'm playing normal hands, and I didn't make a big hand pretty much the entire time. And then when I do make the hand, I can't fold because it's the first hand I made.
Wow, this is a really cool story.
Point is that tournaments are so fucking weird, man, because you just have to fold and fold and fold and fold and fold and fold. And especially in PLO, you have 4 cards. I'm not playing a fold. I want to play hands.
I don't think you're doing it right, man. I don't think you have to fold.
No?
I think you can just get in there.
But I have to make hands.
Maybe, or make a fold.
Whatever, man. I don't know. I don't want to think about it anymore. Guys, we're going to wrap it up because Doug's got to get to something out there. Make sure you come to the Upswing Poker Party on Friday night. Surrender Nightclub. Sign up now. Register for the giveaway on Doug's. I don't know where. I think you can find it on Instagram.
It's on some stuff somewhere, I'm sure.
It's on all of his platforms. $30,000 being given away right now. And yeah, let us know what you thought about the podcast in the comments. Check out Doug on Instagram, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook.
I'm on everything.
He's on everything, man. He's on everything. Appreciate everybody tuning in. All the questions out there, all the comments. Everyone out there who I've talked to out here in Vegas. Much love to everybody. And that's it. Much love. Peace out.
Peace.
Adios. I got to hit the stop button now. Don't look at me. Look at Doug. Watch Doug.
Watch Doug.
Look at his body. Look at his face. Look at that sexy hair, baby. Oh, my God.